everyone. This is Steve Rozenberg with Mynd Property Management. And today I'm joined with my good friend, Brian Waters from Tampa, Florida, who is our portfolio manager out there. Brian, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
So Brian, when it comes to property management, this is the big question, right? What do you guys do, right? Do you guys sit in a room all day and not answer your phones, or what do you guys actually do that I'm paying you money for? So could you please answer this coveted question in Tampa? What does a property management company do?
Great question, right? You know, I always picture the hats, right? How many different hats can I actually wear as a property manager? But
you should actually have different hats that you put on and off.
That out. That would have been a great prop right there. But, you know, we do everything from A to Z to make sure your investment property is cash flowing, right? Obviously, starting off, is rent collected on time? You know, making sure that is collected. If not, bam. Are we sending those 3-day notices to kind of put the pressure on, make sure that we're serious, things are paid on time?
Enforce the contract, right? I mean,
issuing it. Yep, exactly. Having the lease in place, having all the properties that you need to have in place for the property. So security deposit, lease, any disclosures, lead-based paint disclosures, making sure that the processes are in place to make sure things are handled. So if any maintenance is coming in, we're going to be able to talk to them, communicate, make sure it is set, and things are moving along to get those things addressed. So really everything to anything. And then bam, when a tenant moves out, doing that exit move out with them, where, you know, what they're responsible for, what we can actually deduct from their security deposit, and what they can give back, and giving them back in a prime, timely manner without being charged because we're too late to give them back. So there's definitely a lot that we do, and that is just a little glimpse of from the start to end of a lease, but there's definitely a lot going on to make sure things are working out.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting, everything that you said, you're basically running the business. You're running a business and you're running their business, which is policies, procedures, and structure. And I think what's interesting is what a management company does is they run a business, they keep the client, they keep the revenue coming in of that business, which is the tenant paying rent. And more importantly, they keep the owner, they mitigate the chances of any lawsuits or litigation. And, you know, 1 out of 3 landlords are in a lawsuit every year. Eviction, property code, fair housing, discrimination, fair credit. And, you know, the biggest reason investors, I think, are in these lawsuits is they're the one person that does not realize they are running the business and that there are laws and regulations to abided by. So I think it's important to realize that a property management company, like you said, wears so many hats, talks to contractors, talks to vendors, make sure that rent not only comes in, but clears, wires the money to the bank account, does reconciliation, accounting. I mean, market your property. I mean, there's just so many things. Like you said, I mean, there's no way to count them. It is a lot of cogs in this wheel that turn to make that property effective, successful, and making money. So I agree. I mean, you could sit here all day probably and list all the things that a property management company does. But the reality is they are a part of your team, and they are a perfect form of leverage when it comes to understanding what a property management company does and how to leverage a property management company so that you do not have to do it yourself, and maybe don't even know the knowledge or have the skill set to do those things. And that is why you hire a property management company, in my opinion, because they are there to do the things that you should not be doing, because most people, like myself, buy real estate for an end goal. We don't buy it to have a second or third job. That's why you hire and leverage out to a management company. Same thing with a title company. Same thing with a CPA. Same thing with all the above, with car mechanic, you name it. Those are forms of leverage. And a property management company is the perfect form of leverage, in my opinion. Do you agree with that?
Couldn't agree more. I mean, you even hit a lot of the points too that I missed out, and even marketing, you know, making sure a property is rent ready is
rent ready. Yeah.
Big different things. You know, I think an owner thinks the rent ready is just being all the stuff moved out, you know, but it's got to be clean from the blinds to the floors to the bathroom.
Yep.
You know, things got to be working properly, you know, adding some fixtures, you know, not just having a light fixture in the bedroom, having a light fixture with a fan. You know, people love that. Actually will increase value. So there's just so many different places to really start and stop that. You know, we do it all, A to Z. So therefore, there's nothing that we don't miss and that we don't handle.
Yeah, and that to me, that is exactly what sophisticated investors want. They want someone to say, you know what, we've got it from here. Don't worry about it. Trust but verify, meaning you can go into your portal, you can go into your app, you get your monthly reports. That's how you verify everything that we say we're doing. That's the trust but verify, in my opinion. But you go live your life, whether you want to spend time with your family, work on your career, buy more assets, do nothing. You can do all of those things. Let us do what we do best, which is manage the asset. Let us handle all that. So, if you want to talk to Brian or myself, this is what we do. We don't need to manage your property just to talk to you. So if you just want to talk to us, we're more than happy to talk to you and educate you and just give you some tips. Even if you're not in our area, same. We'd love to help you. Brian, if they wanted to talk to you, how would they get a hold of you?
Yeah, definitely. Website's a great place to start. It has a lot of additional information on there. Mynd.co. That's MYND.co. I always love giving out the cell phone. I know a lot of people are scared of that, but call me, text me, 813-563-8499. Would love to talk real estate. This is what I've done. Been a real estate agent since 2007. So I've been in this industry for a long time, been doing property management even before that. So know this industry, love talking about it, love to see if we can work with you.
That's great. And if you do want to talk more real estate, you can go to our Facebook group. It's an exclusive group. It's called the Mastermind, MYND, Mastermind Real Estate Investment Club. There you can talk with people like myself, Brian, other people, and you can have conversations, you can ask questions, you can engage, you can see what is going on from people that are actually out there doing it. Also, we do have a podcast show. It's called The Mindful Investor. That comes out on iTunes and Spotify and all other legitimate channels. But you can watch the shows there on YouTube as well. They come out every Friday. So if you go to iTunes, you can like and subscribe. You'll get a new one every Friday. There, you're going to get top-level industry experts as well as novice, brand new investors. And yes, we want to know how they succeed. I love hearing success stories. But I, like Brian and probably like you, I want to know their challenges and their failures. And that's what I want to know, how they overcome those and how they have become successful despite those or because of those. So make sure that you listen to our podcast show. It's a great show, a lot of great insight and people on the show, and you'll definitely get a lot out of it. So on behalf of Brian and myself, thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to keep the conversation going, join our Facebook group.